pay attention to the planet? I know, it's a big question, but maybe it starts with your community. In our book, Attention Pays, we talk about how we pay attention in the world, personally, professionally, and globally. Personally, it's about who deserves your attention and being thoughtful. Professionally, it's about what deserves your attention and being productive. And globally, it's about how are you paying attention in the world and being responsible and a contributor. And for the focus of today, I'd like to talk about how do we really pay attention to our global awareness, to our global attention. There's 3 really easy ways that you can start paying attention to the planet that we are gifted to live on. Now, you don't have to be a Greenpeace carrying, Tesla driving, crazy environmentalist person. But there's little tiny things we can do to pay attention. And by the way, I love Teslas. I think they're one of the sexiest cars on the planet. But I digress. Strategy number 1 to truly pay attention and global attention is to start a recycling program. At work, you could easily just make sure that near the printer there's an opportunity to recycle. Maybe you have a recycling allocation in your lunchroom so that people can start to think about the sorts of things that they throw in the trash. Maybe at home you have a separate recycling trash can. In Australia we call it a bin. So when I talk about putting out the bin, I mean like putting out the trash can. But could you start a recycling program at work or at home, maybe even in your local community? For some communities, they use these as fundraisers and then they recycle the bottles and they cash them in for something towards a charity. Strategy number 1 is create a recycling program. Strategy number 2 is choose a charity in your community. Think about something that is important to you. Maybe you have a very global awareness and you want to assist with poverty, or maybe you want to help children in other countries that are in need, or maybe you want to take care of what's happening on our planet with some of the animals that you might want to protect. But choose a charity. Start in your community and think about how could I very instantly make an impact. Maybe it means going working and helping your homeless shelter or a soup kitchen or somewhere, a church or a community opportunity. Paying global attention starts where we live. It's in our home, in our work, and then in our greater community. So choose a charity is strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 is join a community event. Maybe there's something happening right in your backyard that you could do. One of my clients is Comcast, and they have a phenomenal program called Comcast Cares. Every day the team get out in their community in teams of people and they go and help wherever they are needed. Sometimes they create gardens or they clean up an area, or maybe they build something for a school or paint a mural. So many great ways to get involved in the community. In Australia, I'll never forget when Ian was able to create what they called Clean Up Australia Day. He was sailing around the world, as he was known to do, and he noticed the trash was everywhere and it broke his heart. So he came back and said, let's start in our communities. I remember being part of the very first Clean Up Australia Day. We talk about Clean Up Australia Day as just one of the global ways we can pay attention in this book. But what's a little thing you could do today? Just start today. Could you create a recycling program, choose a charity, or get involved in a community event? What would you add to this list? I would encourage you to write your comments below. If we're connected on social media, that's awesome, but if we're not, let's fix that. You can follow me on Twitter at Neen James, or if you really want to see what I'm up to and the little peek behind the curtain, come follow me on Instagram for all the stories I post each day. If you haven't got yourself a copy of Attention Pays, you can find it where your favorite books are sold, or you can go to neenjames.com and download hundreds of articles you can use for free. We all have a responsibility on this planet to take care of the people that we care about and the resources that we're gifted. I believe that when you pay attention, attention pays.